Ransomware plagues businesses of all sizes, but it often starts with the user. So how can you protect yourself?
Joining us now with some Cybersecurity Awareness Month tips is Mark Porter, Chief Executive Officer of Highwire Networks. And this is a multi-billion, with a B, dollar industry. So people are always at every turn looking to try to catch you up so they can take advantage of you.
Yeah, it's multi-billion-dollar and growing annually. Each year it's getting bigger and more complicated and sponsored by nation states. Ooh. So it's incredibly difficult to keep up.
So what are the biggest things we need to watch out for? Is phishing the biggest issue right now?
As an individual, phishing for your credentials is really what they're after typically. So when you get emails or texts or anything that has a link in it, typically that's a great opportunity for a cyber criminal to get after an individual or into a business.
So you're talking about like your own personal emails and different things like that. So I know at work we are tested on that because they send them out throughout the days, the month, the weeks, whatever. But when you're at home individually, what are you looking for to make sure that you're not clicking on something you shouldn't be?
Sure. Well, if you're looking at an email, first of all, you shouldn't click on anything if you're not certain of who actually sent it to you. If it's somebody you don't do business with, if it's not your bank, if it's not something that you're specifically expecting, you should be very curious about it and generally avoid it anyways. You should also note that your spam filters and your junk email boxes and those things, they're not 100% foolproof. In fact, they're not very good at all if you're using a free email solution as opposed to a paid one from something like Microsoft or whatever. But when you look at it, you look at what that link actually says in it and look at the domain, which is the company.com or .org or whatever. If that is not legitimate, or if it is really extended and has a bunch of weird things in it, you probably should be suspicious about it, and then you can go and do some additional research on top of that on your own.
And what happens then if I accidentally do click on it, and what are they getting from me, and what can I do about it?
Well, it depends on the intent of the actual sender. A lot of times what they're trying to do is get you to go to a website and just enter credentials. They're looking for you to enter credentials, and then they'll steal those credentials and use them at a legitimate website, banking on the fact that you very well may have used that combination of email and password in multiple different websites that you have, as people are wont to do, no matter how many times you tell them not
to have the same password and change your password.
But I get so annoyed by that. It's literally every 3 months, is it here? You have to change your password, and you can't use a password from the last 3 passwords you had, and you have to add a number and a symbol. Is there a better way to do this? I see on my phone sometimes like the auto password. Is there a better way to secure my stuff without having to remember a different password every time?
There are solutions for that, password keepers and things like that, but that's not without potential for compromise too, because several of those companies have actually been breached, and they can steal all your passwords in one place when that happens. But there is a trend towards passwordless identification. That'll be more in the business side of things, where you'll eventually answer series of questions and other factors that they'll use to identify you. There's more comprehensive solutions in enterprise business security that identify you based on the browser type of things embedded in your machine. And those are real techie.
Fingerprints and things.
There's fingerprinting and stuff like that, but biometrics, if you store it in a device, it can be stolen just as easily. So that's a whole set of problems.
What about like some programs or some software that you can buy? Is there something that you can do to protect yourself? We're talking individuals. We're not talking companies now. We're talking individuals.
There's all sorts of commercial software out there for every walk of life. I think the thing that we see is people tend to bank on technology as part of the solution. We see technology oftentimes as actually part of the problem, right? If you count on it too much or you believe it's foolproof, people think of, especially individuals, think about antivirus as a thing. Antivirus is very low effective rate because antivirus is reliant on signatures and good, bad. It's very binary, right? In the world of cybercrime, they're playing in the gray. They're looking for all those things that aren't easy to detect. They do things without signatures. So I think that no matter what, there's just no replacement for being vigilant, trying to educate yourself. There's lots of educational stuff online that's out there for free for individuals, and I don't think there's any replacement for being aware at all times of what you're doing online.
All right, Mark, some great advice there. So make sure you check out highwirenetworks.com. Tips there, information that people can use.
Yeah, there's lots of content on cybercrime of all sorts and varieties on the website.
All right, Mark, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for having us.